Okay, this lesson is about simplifying radicals. The first step is to factor the radicand into its prime factors. Prime factors are numbers that have a factor of 1 and itself, like 2, 3. 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 3 is 3, 5. 1 times 5 is 5. So you want to factor the radicand all the way down into its prime factors. So, and it doesn't matter where you start. You can start with 2 times 9 or 3 times 6. It doesn't matter. When you factor it down, it will still be in its prime factors. Okay, now, I've done step 1. Step 2, because this is a square root, there's an understood 2 here. It takes 2 of the same number to bring one out. The reason for that is because 3 times 3 is 9, and the square root of 9 is 3. So it takes 2 of the same number to bring one out. So I'm going to bring 3 out, and then whatever is left over, this 2, goes back inside, up underneath the radical as a radicand. Now, on this particular problem, I didn't have but one number on the outside and one number on the inside. If I happen to have more than one number that comes out and more than one number that's left inside, then I want to multiply all of those. You want to multiply all the outside numbers together and multiply all the inside numbers together. And when you multiply those that are outside, they'll remain outside. You multiply those that are inside, they stay inside. Let's move to another example. Okay, so this is 3 times 6, not 3 times 6. Do not know what I was doing there. This is 4 times 12. 4 is 2 times 2. 6 is 3 times 4. Now, I could have used 2 times 6. It wouldn't matter. I'm still going to end up with the same numbers. All right. Now, this time, instead of it taking 2 of the same number to bring one out, it takes 3 of the same number. So I've got 1, 2, 3 2s. Okay, so I'm going to bring a 2 outside. Now, I happen to have more than one number left inside, like I mentioned the last step on that first example. So I've got 3 times 2, which remains inside. So this is 2 cube roots of 6. Let's go to the next one. Now, when the numbers get large and you're uncertain of what to do, you can use your calculator to punch in and try and find a factor. This ends in an 8, so I know it's divisible by 2. It's an 8's an even number. So this is 2 and 64. All right, 64 is 8 times 8. 8, I know from experience, is 3 2s. And I have a tendency, because 8 pops up in a lot of these numbers, I have a tendency to go straight to doing 3 2s instead of doing 2 times 4 and breaking the 4 down. All right. It takes 5 of the same number this time to bring one out of jail. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 comes out, 2 onto the 5th root of, and then 2 times 2 stays inside. All right, the 4th root of 162. This is 2 times 81. 81 is 9 times 9. Now, 4 of the same number this time, and there we are. There are 4 3s, so this is 3 onto the 4th root of 2, and 2 is left. Okay, let's go to the next problem. Now I have a variable. It's much the same way. This is 2 times 16. We're going to go ahead and take care of the number like we've been doing. All right, it takes 2 of the same number to bring one out. So here we are. Here we are. Now this time I have more than one number coming out. So it's 2 times 2. I'm going to leave some space to deal with my variable onto the square root of, and there's a 2 left inside. Now, there are 15 x's. Now, I'm going to do this with the 15 x's, but I'm also going to show you another way to do it. because who wants to write out a bunch of X's and a bunch of Y's every time you do this? I don't. But it takes two, the same way as it did before, so two of the same variable. All right, now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So X to the 7th power is coming out, and there's 1 left on the inside. So this is 4x to the 7th under the square root of 2x. And that's my answer. Now, let's move on. Oh, let's show you the shortcut on this. I forgot to show you that part. I don't want to write out 15x's or 20x's or 30z's every time I have a problem. So what's happening is this has an index of 2. It's understood to be there. If I take 2 and I divide it into 15, and the 2 came from the index number, 2 goes into 15 7 times, and there's 1 left over. This is the exponent of what comes out, and this will be the exponent of what is left inside. Okay, and it works that way every time, and it's a lot shorter, and you can do it in your head. All right, so 8 has 3 2's. All right, this time it takes 3 of the same number to bring 1 out. So there we are, the 2 comes out. There is not a number left on the inside. Let's do the variables. 3 goes into 7 twice. That makes 6. So x to the 2nd power, and 7 minus 6 leaves me with 1. 3 goes into 3 one time with 0 left over, so no y's go inside there. And 3 goes into 11 3 times with 2 left over. And there we are. There's our answer. Okay, this goes to the 6th power, so let's work it. This is 2, and then 2 24, and then 2 and 112, and 2 and 56. Now you don't have to keep using 2s, that's just what's coming to me. You can use whatever number you want to that divides evenly. All right, now I need 6 of the same number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, 2 comes out and 7 stays inside. So 2 onto the 6th root of 7. All right, now 6 goes into 14 twice with 2 left over. 6 goes into 7 once with 1 left over. 6 does not go into 2, so those just stay inside, and this is our answer. I think you're catching on as to what you ought to be doing.